Welcome back. I'm Kim Ingalls. We're here at the Landscape Photography Conference, transmitting live from Penrith in Cumbria in the north of England. We've promised you some exhibitors, so we're going to start with David Breen from Triple Kite. David, based in Northumberland, so not so very far away from here. You're a publishing company. Tell me a little bit about the kind of landscape photography books that you publish.
We're a publishing company now. I think it was 18 months ago, last July, we produced our first title, which was with Dav Thomas, who's a friend of onLandscape, and we've now just had the first 5 advanced copies of our latest book landed yesterday from Malta, so we've now done 7 titles.
Oh, that's quite exciting then.
Yeah, so we've done quite a few in 18 months, all around landscape. Everything from Dav's is about trees, Paul Kenny, which is not classic landscape as such, it's more his artistic interpretation of the landscape, and some more classic, what you'd expect. Hans Strand, who's the keynote speaker tomorrow, his book came out last month as well. And
what kind of appetite are you finding for landscape photography books in 2014?
The appetite's there. We've done really well out of all 7 of our titles. Some of them do better than others. With a great name like Hans Strand, that does exceptionally well. Some of the lesser known names. What we didn't want to be is a publisher who just did the big names. It was really easy to see, if you've got a name like David Ward or Joe Cornish or Hans Strand, how you get a publishing deal. If you were, a Dav Thomas or a David Baker or Ian Sargent, you're not going to automatically get offered a publishing deal by the majority of mainstream publishers of this day and age. So we wanted to do both, and that's where we're at. So the appetite's there. It's an interesting question because we do a lot of it direct and we sell specials. We work really, really hard on our marketing to try and make it possible, because obviously it's not a charity. If we kind of don't make books profitable, we're going to run out of money, we won't be able to do the next one. So we've got to make them pay for themselves. And with Amazon and trade, if you start selling through the trade, the margins are so small, it's practically impossible to make something.
It makes it very difficult, doesn't it? Because to produce the books that you're producing and the images of the quality, you can't skimp on it, can you?
No, and what we always said is we wouldn't skimp. We would only do quality publications. Some of them things, some decisions that Dav comes up with, he'll say, I want to do this, and I'll go, that's a great idea. And then I see the bill and I think that wasn't such a great idea, but we still go through with most of these decisions, and commercially kind of often comes second to the finished product. So
what's it like being involved in this conference then? What kind of reaction have you had from delegates here?
I didn't get here last night. I came and set the store up, but I had a clash at home, so I had to be back home in Wylam. So I drove over yesterday and I drove back the 66 mile across the Pennines to home yesterday. So I wasn't here last night. But Dav and Carol were brilliant, and they've sold an awful lot of books last night.
Oh, well, that's good news.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it says about me, but we've sold only a few this morning, so we had a glut last night. So it's been great. Everyone's really supportive. Everyone's come and been really supportive.
And they've been in and out the auditorium this morning listening to the lectures.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got a break for lunch now, so we'll probably see a bit more around the exhibition stands and things.
Yeah, so I've left Dav selling again, so he's probably sold a load whilst I'm sitting here talking to you, which is
well, that's
really
all
nice.
good.
That
that's
works
fine.
for me.
And have you been sat in on the lectures this morning? Have you managed to see?
I stood at the side of David Ward and listened to his history of colour.
It was really interesting on the whole colour thing, wasn't it? But in here we asked him what his favourite colour was, and it was blue. So what's your favourite colour?
That's a really good question, isn't it?
It's not a difficult one.
It's only a really good question because I don't have an immediate answer.
Not got a favourite colour. What about a favourite landscape photographer then?
My guilty pleasure is Michael Kenner.
Right, okay.
But he's so popular, it's a bit like saying you like take that, I often feel.
You can be a groupie, that's okay.
Yeah, I am a bit of a groupie. Jan Tove.
Jan Tove,
and I spoke to Jan Tove about 4 or 5 months ago on the phone, and he's a lovely man. He's a beautiful man. But his work I'm in awe of. I look at it and think I could stand there and I wouldn't see the photograph or the image he created. So I'm really, Jan Tove is probably. And Hans, and all the artists, obviously, that I've published, I love.
I was going to say, you mustn't offend anybody. No, absolutely. David, thank you very much for joining us. Remember, #onland. We want your questions. We are international today. We are streaming to over 20 countries, the whole of Western Europe and much further afield. If you're still with us in the States, New Zealand, Australia, wherever you are, we'd love to hear from you. #onland. We'll see who else we can find to talk to, and we'll see you very shortly. Well, welcome back. I'm Kim Ingalls and I have got Eric from Phase 1 Cameras with me now, another of the exhibitors here at the conference at Reg Ed in Penrith in Cumbria in the north of England. Hope you're all still with us, still awake when you're on different time to us. Eric, Phase 1, tell us a little bit about what you do.
Well, Phase 1 is a Danish company and we manufacture digital camera backs for medium format cameras. We have medium format camera systems, lenses, and we also make Capture One software, which is a raw processing software that you can use with all of the cameras that are available, Canons, Nikon, Sonys, as well as our own.
So what kind of stuff are you demonstrating today? What have you been showing our audience?
We've been showing lots. We've been showing the Capture One software. We've been showing our cameras, lenses and backs. And we've also, I've brought along one of our new cameras, which is the first time this has been shown.
Oh wow, world exclusive then.
Absolutely. This is a tie-up between Phase 1 and Alpa of Switzerland, and we're calling it the A series. So it's a very compact, very lightweight travel camera, perfect for landscape.
Perfect for landscape. And have we got it on there? What's it actually doing then?
Yeah, it's actually on. Obviously we don't have a wonderful landscape in front of us, but one of the nice things we've got with this camera with our IQ250 back is we've got a built-in Wi-Fi, and we can link to something like an iPad. So we can do something like this, where I can actually pull up an actual live view from the camera on the iPad.
And there's the other seats in our green room.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
and then I can zoom into 100%, so I can then, hopefully you can see that, I can adjust the focus to get the focus spot on. So I'm able to check my focus on a nice large, I guess it would be what, an 8x6 viewfinder or whatever size this is. And obviously I can also check my composition and everything before I then shoot. And then when you take a shot, you can then also, then you can see the shot directly on the iPad and so on and so forth as well.
Fantastic. So what kind of interest have you had from our delegates today then?
Actually, yeah, very good, very good. We've been very busy in the breaks, lots of people coming out to see us, which is good, because obviously that's why we're here.
Well, that's why you're here. I mean,
absolutely.
What does it retail at?
This particular one is about, in pounds, about 28,000 plus VAT.
Right, 28,000 plus VAT. There you go. Pounds. Can't convert that for all of you. You'll have to work it out yourselves. But it's an expensive camera. So how are you finding today then? Why did you decide to come be part of this?
Well, we have a lot of landscape photographers use our equipment. Because our backs, you know, we don't only couple to our own cameras. We're an open system, so the back can go on any number of cameras. So a lot of people will be using other technical cameras or things like that. So a lot of them shoot with our backs for, I guess, best quality. You know, it's an ideal audience for our equipment.
That's fantastic. Well, thank you very much, Eric, for joining us. Wish you luck with the rest of the conference. Remember, it's #onland. We're bringing you exhibitors from the conference here on landscape photography in Penrith in Cumbria. We'll see you very shortly. Well, with me now from Cambo is Charles, who's also exhibiting here at Penrith. Charles, you've brought some new bits of equipment with you. Do you want to talk me through them?
Yeah, certainly, yeah. First of all, we've got the wide RC400 compact landscape and architectural camera. I think it is one of the first ones to be shown in the UK. Very, very compact, lightweight, great portability, and comes at a very nice budget price.
What price is that?
It's £1,400.
£1,400,
yeah.
Okay.
It's got shift for the landscape users. It can be used either horizontal or vertical. Got a series of viewfinders, iPhone adapters, and hand grips as well.
And what kind of reaction have you been getting to that?
It's been very good actually. We came along to support Phase 1 with our digital backs, so we can attach the backs on the back with interchangeable plates. Very good reception. And then with discussion with the organisers, we then found there was a lot of DSLR users coming to the venue as well. So we decided to show, and this is the first, we show this camera system at Photokina in Germany.
Yeah.
And the idea of this new camera system, it's a technical view camera. And the idea is you can put a DSLR back on the back of the camera, a choice of lenses, whether it's digital, Mamiya, Hasselblad lenses, a whole array of lens adaptations at the front end. And of course this will give you tilt and swing at the front, rise and fall at the back. So we've got a whole array of movements. That's your rise and fall, and of course for landscape users the shift functionality.
That's brilliant.
But the nice thing is it's completely adaptable and modular, so the cameras can be
fantastic.
fitted.
I bet there's a lot of interest in this one.
An awful lot, yeah. We expected some interest, but we've been inundated with demonstrations and interest to purchase the kit.
A great venue for you to be able to show people how it all works.
It's been really, really good. I mean, it's discovering what people are using in the market. I think this type of camera system gives the photographer that extra movement required. But the nice thing is, which will come next year, will be a medium format version of this.
Right.
So we can take the phase 1 backs and digital backs off the back of the wide array system and put a back on the back of it and use the live view that Eric was showing before. So we get a really fast live view system on there 250. Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant.
So it might even speed things up for these landscape photographers who like to work slowly.
Yeah, I think it will do. Yeah,
Capture that
absolutely,
moment.
Absolutely.
So have you managed to sit in on some of the lectures today?
We saw one this morning. So David Wars was interested in the colour aspects, which was very, very good. I'll see some more probably tomorrow, but we've been a little bit busy. We talk to people in and out. So
well, that's great, and loads of interest, and lots of people here. They all seem to be.
It's been a very, very good event. Very good event. Yeah,
that's fantastic. Well, Charles, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
That's Charles from Cambo. We are #onland. If you have any questions, we're going to keep bringing you exhibitors here from the conference in Penrith. See you in a moment. Hello, I'm Kim Ingalls, #onland at the Landscape Photography Conference at Penrith in Cumbria in the north of England. With me is Paula from a specialist company in Essex. Paula, tell us a little bit about the company then and what you do.
Okay, the name of the company is Linhof Studio. We're based just 40 minutes outside of London, and we're a specialist importer. Obviously, as the company name says, obviously one of the big products we import is Linhof, and just obviously to compete with the other boys before me, I've brought along one as a sample. So this is the Linhof Techno, which is a great digital platform, but we're also the UK importer for Alpa, Silvestri, Rodenstock, Schneider, basically a little bit of a home for the large format person. So it's lovely to be here at the conference to see so many existing customers and to make new contacts. It's lovely, great show.
Oh, that's brilliant. So tell us a little bit about the camera we've got here.
The Linhof Techno, well, for anyone who's come from a 5x4 film background will probably recognise this as a bit of a shape from a classic 5x4 film Technica camera. And this is really just a smaller version of it. All the gears have been refined, and really it's been manufactured with digital in mind, where everything just needs to be that little bit more precise, not the forgiving world of film that we once knew. So we've got a Rodenstock lens on it, and Rodenstock pretty much leading the way with their lenses for high-end digital at the moment. So yeah, we've brought this along.
What does this retail at?
Well, I guess a lot of it depends on the lens you put on. It's a very, combination system. But I guess probably £5,000–6,000 as a sort of start point. You can get quite silly with the lenses, or a little bit sensible. But this is the system that Joe Cornish uses. So and
of course we'll be hearing from Joe tomorrow here at the conference, which will be
that's
fantastic.
Right. And David, obviously a great advocate of the Linhof Technicardan, still known to be a film user occasionally when he's not dabbling with his DSLR. So yeah, it's really great.
Oh, that's great. And you're enjoying the conference so far then? Lots of interest,
very
lots
much.
Of people talking
lots
to you.
Lots of familiar faces, lots of new faces, yeah.
Brilliant. Well, we're going to leave you because that's online announcement there. #onland. See you soon.
Please come to reception. That's Rosie Matheson to reception.
Well, the lovely Liverpudlian Paul Gallagher is back with us. You saw him on stage not so very long ago. Chance to have a cup of coffee, something to eat, all refreshed.
Refreshed as much as I can today.
And you're back now speaking really on behalf as one of our exhibitors. You're here with Epson 2i print.
Aspect to Eye, the Epsom Print Academy. Aspect to Eye is we take people to different locations around the world and in the UK, and we teach them photography. It's not a kind of tour company. We don't just take them and say, this is where I've taken good pictures, get on with it yourself. I put my camera and leave it in the car, and I teach. I work with small groups, 6 photographers, and we go to some prime locations and we work with them. And then part of what we do is we come back and we post-process the images. Don't send people home with a raw file. We come back, we post-process the images, and then we make prints as well. So it's the full journey of photography.
And I guess, why do you do that?
Because that's what I've always done as a photographer. I mean, working with black and white, you expose the film, you process the film, which is post-processing now, and then you make prints in a darkroom. And that whole journey is the journey of photography from start to finish, and that's what Aspect to Eye is all about. It's about camera skills, it's about refining the raw file, bringing it back to life, because a camera can't produce a finished thing by itself, and then making prints. The ultimate completion of the journey is the prints. And that's what the Epsom Print Academy does as well. The Epsom Print Academy is just about the printing side. It's about people with their raw files. How do we get it from a raw file to a finished exhibition quality print? And that's what we teach, you know.
And the teaching side of things, why did that appeal to you?
I've always, I mean, I ended up going back as a lecturer in the college where I was a student at the age of 16. So teaching and sharing the information is as rewarding as being a photographer sometimes. Seeing people come on, seeing other people create fantastic images is just as rewarding as doing it yourself. And I've always been passionate about it, and that's the reason why when we took over the Epsom Print Academy, when we started Aspect to Eye, the whole idea was giving people information to better themselves as photographers, and that's exactly what we do. And
how do people come to you then? Are they referred to you, or do they just find you?
They find us through aspecttoeye.co.uk, our website, and the Epsom Print Academy's on there. People find us. Sometimes it's a lot of word of mouth. We advertise as well in some of the photographic press. And so people know about us, and we get a lot of repeat business. People come and go, oh, do you know what? I really enjoyed that, and I'm actually taking better pictures. I'm going to go back for more. And then some people travel with us to different locations and experience different environments with us. I
was going to ask you, so do you get feedback from your students and things then? You obviously do, and if you're getting repeat custom, you must be doing something right.
It's gone very well. We've grown massively. We've already been operating for 4 years, Aspect to Eye, and we've grown massively. The Epsom Print Academy started off as a tiny little thing, and we've grown exponentially. There's over 1,200 people been through the doors of the Epsom Print Academy since we started it.
That's amazing. So you do eat, breathe and sleep photography. You don't do much else really, do you?
No. I've got a notepad near my bed. Sometimes I wake up and write things down. That's obsession for you, isn't it? I've been doing it for 30 years. That's the way it is.
Well, absolutely. And the conference itself, being out there as an exhibitor then, what kind of response are you getting from people here?
It's been great. I mean, it's great because it's, you know, the workshops, people do want to learn new skills. People come over and talk about printing, so it's the full gambit on the one stand. So people are coming over and going, I'm really interested in that, or what printing courses are you doing? I like black and white, I like colour. Where are you going next? Are you going to Iceland? Are you going to Lofoten? Are you going to Scotland? And so the response has been fantastic with everyone.
Oh, that's really good. David, Paul, I mean, thank you very much. It's David Clapp who's coming up at 2 o'clock. That's Paul Gallagher, who's here as an exhibitor and obviously has spoken this morning as well. So remember, any questions, hashtag onland. We'll see you in a little while. Welcome back to our landscape photography conference here at Penrith in Cumbria in the north of England. We're streaming live to over 20 countries. We're delighted you're still with us. We're here till 6 o'clock UK time today and from 9 until 4 UK time tomorrow. Now, next up, it's David Clapp. Now, he's really a musician but finds himself as an avid travel and landscape photographer. So let's find out what he has to say.